Hey guys, it's your guy Sorato Keyblade Master 21 here, back with another video. So today I want to talk about my personal top 5 worlds that I want to see in the next Kingdom Hearts game, or Kingdom Hearts 4. So let's get started. So coming in at number 5, I would really want to see in Kingdom Hearts 4 or the next Kingdom Hearts game, I would want to see Treasure Planet. Now, Treasure Planet, the reason I want to see Treasure Planet because number one, I love the story. It's a great story for Kingdom Hearts because it tells the adventures of Jim Hawkins, and he wants to go try and find this planet with treasure. And I seen the movie too, and basically the movie is about about friendship, like trying to, find, it has been a while since I've seen the movie, but I remember. But, sorry, excuse my hair and my beard. So, it's my dad. Also, another, so basically Treasure Planet, it would be a good world for Kingdom Hearts because Jim Hawkins, he wants to find this inhabited planet called Treasure Planet because he feels like, ever since his dad left, he feels like, he doesn't really know what to do with himself. He's been getting in trouble a lot. His grades at school have dropped. And he wants to do something for his family, so that, because basically his family is poor, so he finds this map, which is this guy left for him, and the guy says, beware of the cyborg, which is, it's basically the cyborg that he meets on the ship. And so so he finds the map, he opens it, and it turns out he knows about Treasure Planet, and so does his, I guess you would say, like the friend of the family. So they journey together, get on the ship, and they travel. And it turns out he meets the cyborg, which is probably like a father figure to him because his dad was never there when he was younger. So, yeah, so the reason why I think it would make a great world for Kingdom Hearts is that, number one, I think Sora and Jim Hawkins, I think they would get along great because, they both, I guess they have similar interests. I mean, because Sora ventured out into his own worlds because he wanted to see other worlds. Jim Hawkins wanted to venture out and to just search for this other treasure planet because he wants to help out, his family. So, I guess you would kind of see that as a resemblance. I'm not too sure. But, Sora would definitely be... Or no, Sora and Goofy, they would first get there. I think this will take place right as Jim Hawkins gets on the pirate ship. And so Sora and Goofy, they would also take the opportunity to be like, oh, okay, so it's just like pirates. So they would probably get on the ship too, and they would introduce themselves. And so there would be some mini games where you have to like clean up the ship in like a certain time limit, or you would have to fly the, it's like a hoverboard, but it's really not, it's like a, so so then after that, Sora would basically tell Jim Hawkins, don't worry, because Jim Hawkins has been kind of having a hard time with life, and so Sora would be like, you know what, Jim, it's okay because I've been through something similar with my friends. I know how it feels, to be abandoned, because Sora in Kingdom Hearts 1, Donald and Goofy left him, but then they came back to him because they felt like, you know, Sora has been there for him. So yeah, he knows what that's like. So as soon as they reach a certain point, Sora and Jim, they would overhear the cyborg talking that they want the treasure planet for themselves, and then Sora, I think Sora would probably have to defeat one of the villains, which is it's that crab-looking guy. You know, I can't really tell what his name is, but I do know a lot about him. So anyway. He would, so as soon as they reach to this inhabited island, which is, that's where Jim Hawkins meets this robot, which also becomes his friend, he would also tell Sora to see if they can, you know, search for the treasure planet. But then Jim reaches for the treasure map, and then realizes it's Morph, and then Morph is basically a morphing, you know, I don't know where he's from. It tells, you know, but so then after that, so then they have to figure out a way how to get back on the ship, which is I think in order for that, Sora would have to go, probably he would have to distract the people so that Jim could get on the ship, but then Jim runs into the crab-looking guy, so he would have to defeat him, and then as soon as Sora, he noticed something wrong, or senses something wrong, he would immediately clobber all of the minions and go up on the ship and help Jim out, and they would defeat the crab-looking guy. And then the cyborg would have to immediately points, I guess he would do something to, like, not make Sora attack him, because, you know, I'm not sure, but soon he gets the map, and they all go back, and, you know, and then sooner things later, the island starts crumbling, because, you know, they reach into the treasure planet world, and I think, yeah, everything starts going to crap, because it starts exploding. I forgot how it exploded, but, you know. So then there would have to be this time limit, just like how in Kingdom Hearts 3 and Arendelle, where you're sliding down the mountain from the Heartless avalanche. So it'd be like a time limit with that, where Sora would probably learn how to use a keyway glider for the first time. So in Donald and Goofy, they would be on the ship trying to help everybody else steer the ship to its course. And Sora uses, like, the power of the light from the keyway glider so that they can get away safely. Then after that, Sora would seal the keyhole to that world. Jim Hawkins would say goodbye to the cyborg, and Jim Hawkins would say goodbye to Sora, Donald, Goofy, and he knows that he would see them again someday. So yeah. That's why I think Treasure Planet would be a good world for Kingdom Hearts 4. I'm sorry I didn't give enough detail. I mean, you know, sorry about that. I mean, I have seen the movie, like, a lot, but it's just that it's been a while since I last seen it. I last saw that movie, I think, like, it was either in probably April-ish. So coming in at number 4, I would love to see Brave in Kingdom Hearts 4. So, Brave. I would love to see Brave in Kingdom Hearts 4 because Number one, Kingdom Hearts is all about friendship, and friendship always conquers everything. But we never ever once hear Sora say, "Oh, my family is my power," or "My mom gave me the strength." No, we don't ever hear him say that. But I think for once we need to hear a little bit of family to do with Kingdom Hearts 4. So, in Kingdom Hearts 4, Kingdom Hearts 4. Oof. Sorry guys, I'm tired. Well, I'm not tired. I'm just really yawning today. So anyway, I also as Sora, Donald, Goofy, they get to the world called Clandum Lebrock, but to me, I think the world would just be called it wouldn't be called Scotland because probably the land of the Forbidden or something like that. I'm not too sure, but they would get there, and I think the moment would probably start right where Merida is running away from her mother when her mother throws her bow into the fire. And so yeah, that's where Sora, Donald, Goofy, they run to Merida's aid, and they would ask her what's wrong. Merida would tell them, you know, everything, and she would also ask them who are they, and so you know, also, so yeah, I think that yeah. Then they would hear the Heartless. Oh yeah, so they would hear the Heartless come in, and also Sora would have to fight the Heartless, you know, and they would get out the way. So then they see this mysterious what do they call it? It's where the witch lives. It's like a little cottage, I guess. So they see that. Sora and Merida go in, and yeah, they see that. They see that, and they see that. They see that. They see that. They also see that, and Sora soon realizes that something's not right because the witch is conjuring up some sort of potion, and Merida's like, "Oh, okay." So, because in the movie you would know that Merida takes the potion to turn her mom. She thought that it would turn her mom into changing heart, I guess, you know, that she would have she would have second thoughts, but then about Merida being a queen or a princess, but then it actually turns her mom into a bear. So as soon as Sora realizes that the potion turns her mom into a bear, Sora tries to go over and stop Merida, but it's already too late. So potion turns her mom to a bear. Sora, Merida, Donald, Goofy, they have to figure out a way how to turn her back. And before they could do that, they go into like this forbidden. It's where the rocks are, and they go into like there's some sort of cave or whatever. I'm not too sure what it is, but the cave basically is oh my gosh, that's where Mordew is, and I guess you would have like a mini boss with him, but the final boss of the world would be Mordew because that's like the villain of the movie. So as soon as they escape the cave, Sora would probably go to the cottage to talk to the witch, and Merida would have to go back into the castle. But that's when her dad soon realizes that the bear's in there, which is actually Merida's mom. So Merida is locked in her room. So man, her dad tries to slay the bear, but you, you know, she runs away, and Merida gets her brothers to unlock the door. But instead of her brothers unlocking the door, Sora would probably unlock the door because, you know, her brother's probably off doing somewhat, trying to get the key from Maudie, and Sora would unlock the door with his Keyblade, and then Merida, Sora, Don's Goofy would go after her dad, and in this sequence, it would be like a Tensions Rising sequence, just like how the Tangled World was, Kingdom of Corona, where you have to go to Rapunzel's tower. So after that, you would have to what is it? What the hell is it? Convince her dad that it's really Merida's mom, but it's really not. Oh, it is. It is her mom, but he doesn't believe it. So tries to kill her mom, but doesn't succeed. And then a minute or two later, Mor'du comes back, and that's where Sora, Don's Goofy, Merida, and her mom have to fight Mor'du before sunset rises. And I think you have a time limit, just like how the Demyx is. So before the sunrise comes up. So after that, you would have to, I guess, get the tapestry, that's the bond that Merida and her mother share. And so, right when it's too late, her mom turns back, and Merida soon realizes that family is more important than any other thing. And right there, Sora would soon realize that, maybe not just friends are important, but family is too. And then Sora soon realizes that his mom was actually there for him. So, flashback to Kingdom Hearts 1. So, yeah, so after that, Sora locks the keyhole to that world, and bam, you know. Number 3, I would have to choose, This is a Square Enix world. Square Enix. I would choose Full Metal Alchemist because, as we've seen in Kingdom Hearts series, they have Final Fantasy, and the world ends with you. So why can't there be other Square Enix properties? So a Full Metal Alchemist world. I think that would be good because Sora and the gang, they would go to the worlds of Edward Elric and Alphonse. I think it would probably be Central or Risenbull. So they would go to that world. They would team up with Edward Elric and Al, and they would fight the homunculus. I know, it's kind of a weird word, but, you know, I just think that world would be good. Number 2. Moana. So, Moana, I think, would be a good world for Kingdom Hearts 4 because it has darkness and the creatures of the island, and, you know, it would just be a great story to Kingdom Hearts. So, number 1, you would journey to that world, find Moana, and I think that she would. Sorry, guys, I have tics. So, Also, Moana will be selling on the Moana, 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 Moana. So Moana, so Moana, so Moana, so Moana would be sailing the waters, and she would soon see this gummy ship out of nowhere. And so she sees Sora, Donald, and Goofy, and she asks them who they are, what world they're from, and of course, Donald and Goofy, they keep Sora from saying anything. So they ask her what is she doing, and she says she's gonna return the Heart of Defeaty. And I think that would be great, you know. Well, you know, Sora says that, oh, okay, so we'll help you. And so a journey to this island, which is I think it's like a huge storm, I think. And Moana ends up on that island. But that also, Sora would have to use the power of the Keyblade to control the boat from, you know, but it wouldn't be enough. So they crash land on this island, and then they meet Maui, and there's no singing minigames. No singing minigames. Just no. So also Maui tries to steal the boat, but we also have a mini boss fight with Maui. So Sora, Donald, and Goofy would have to beat him, and then, you know, Maui agrees to help them get the Heart to Defeaty. Then they travel across the water again, but if you're the ship with these tiny looking minions, I guess, but that draw faces on them, I guess, but they would also be like a mini boss fight, but it would be a time limit, because, you know, they also stole the Heart of Defeaty, so you would have to get on the ship and try to steal it back from them before the time limit runs out. So then after that, they get on the ship, and then they finally here at the Heart of Defeaty, which is that's where you know. Also, the boss fight would be, you know, pretty intense, because Defeaty is basically a god of the island. So, you know, you would have to try and face off against her. And first time, you do beat her, but it wasn't really a beat. It was so you couldn't really yeah. But the second time, you would go with Moana, and you would try to fight her, and then you win. And then Moana realizes that the Heart of Defeaty is the heart of the island. So returns the heart to Defeaty, and everything goes back to normal. Light goes back and everything. So, you know, so after that, Sora will find the keyhole to that world and locks it. So yeah. Anything else? No. Yeah, Moana will say goodbye to Sora, Donald, Goofy, and, you know, that's how it is. So, number one, I personally want this to be in Kingdom Hearts 4, or any other Kingdom Hearts game that comes right after 3, or Melody Memory. So, Lilo and Stitch. Yes, sir, you guys heard me right here. Lilo and Stitch. So, the reason why I want Lilo and Stitch, because Lilo and Stitch is my favorite Disney movie, Disney Channel show. Come on, man. Because why wouldn't it be in Kingdom Hearts? Because it's already been in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, but it was only telling the story of Stitch's story at the beginning of Lilo and Stitch. And then in Kingdom Hearts 2, you have a summon of Stitch. Then in Kingdom Hearts 3, you also have a summon of Stitch. So, why not? Why not? So I think this will take place probably in Stitch the movie, where Stitch has already met Lilo. He already, you know, made a pact with everybody. So it would begin right as where Gantu's taking Jumbo away. So Sora, he would be in the gummy ship, and he sees Stitch, he recognizes, and then so yeah, he was soon. Oh god. He would soon realize that, oh, that's Stitch. I know him. So he goes to Stitch's side, and then he boards their ship. Stitch would see Sora, and he would soon realize, Sora! And then, you know, Lilo asks, who are you? And Sora would introduce himself. So is Donald and Goofy. So Lilo and Stitch tells them what happened, and they would soon form a plan to get back Jumba. And also, they would soon find out that Jumba made all these other experiments, not just Stitch. So, as you know, Sora would probably explore the island of Hawaii, but also gathering intel of why would Gantu take Jumba. And so, or clues on why he took Jumba. So, also, Stitch and Lilo, they would find this pod and activate it, which is Sparky, and Sparky would go terrorizing the town, and so Sora, Donald and Goofy, they would find out too, and so Sora, Donald and Goofy, Stitch and Lilo, they would soon go to investigate it, and then after that, they would take down Sparky, a mini boss, take him down, and yeah. But sooner or later, Cocoa Bubbles comes in. He would speak to Lilo, but also he would also speak to Sora too, and he would say, Sora, are you from another world or something? And Sora would be like, huh? I mean, Cocoa Bubbles, he knows everything because he used to work for the CIA. So I'm pretty sure Cocoa would know he's from another world, and he won't tell anybody. He promised. So yeah. After that, they would go to the meeting spot where they would be dropping off Jumba in exchange for the experiments. But then Sora, Donald, and Goofy, plus Lilo and Stitch, they would have to defeat Hamsterville and Gantu. And yeah, and as soon as they defeated him, Sparky immediately defeats them too. But you know, but then you know, they all get taken away on the ship, and then you know, Stitch has to break free. Sora, and Goofy, they get put in a cell, and Lilo's in a cell. So then Sora, and Goofy, they break out. Finally, Lilo break her out, and they find Stitch. So then Sora releases Stitch when Power was Keyblade. And, you know, yeah, so Sparky would come in, help his cousin, and, you know, they would all break free from the ship, go back to Hawaii, and all the experiment pods would be released onto the island. And so, you know, happily ever after, you know, because Sora would have one final fight with Gantu and Hamsterville. Sora wins, and, you know, so then after that, Sora, Donald, Goofy, they say goodbye to Stitch and Lilo, and know that knowing that they would see each other again one day. So, yeah. Also, Sora would lock the keyhole to that world. And yeah. So yeah, there you go, guys. Those are my personal top 5 favorites. And sorry if I kept on having long pauses because I have tics and it's on my head. So as I said in my first ever video that I made, I do have tics. But I hopefully some of you guys out there understand. But yeah, yeah. Those are personal my top 5 worlds that I want to see in Kingdom Hearts 4 or whether Kingdom Hearts game that comes after Melody Memories. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.